Now I'm going to show you how to set up your business in Google Plus Local. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to www.google.com/places. Once you go there, it will redirect you to the actual page that you want to be at. And if you have an account, you simply sign in here. But let's assume that you have no account, and we'll get started from scratch. So you just scroll down a bit, and you just click on the Get Started for Free button. It will take you again to another sign-in page. Again, if you don't have an account, you want to click in the sign up button in the right corner, and you just simply create an account. Real easy. You put in your information. I'm Jason Lomberg, and you can use. I've used fake information sometimes if I don't want to get my name out there for some of my clients. It doesn't really matter what your name is. You're just basically just creating any generic Gmail account. I'll just use jlomberg777. Create a password. And this is all. I'm not going to keep this, so I'm just going to just put anything in. That passwords don't match, so not going to worry about it right now. Birth date. I always give a fake birth date. I don't know why they need to know my birth date, so I just put in anything. It doesn't really matter. There's no real relevance to it. And gender doesn't really matter too much. Current email address. I usually don't use this. I don't want to give Google more information than that they need. And then you just got to verify it. Again, I typically unchecked this box here. I don't really understand how that's going to benefit my account, so I usually unclick that and basically agree to the terms. And then next step, you're ready to build. So I'm going to skip this since I already have probably about 20 accounts with Google, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign directly into this account. So I'm now going to sign into an account. This is actually an account I set up for one of my clients. They're a tree removal company in Delaware, and we put all their places within this one account. So as I sign in, you'll see all the places you have set up. You can do multiple places, which I actually do recommend if you can do it. In this case, we have 2 other locations set up, and I'm going to set up a 3rd location. Simply click Add a Listing. Now all you have to do is just simply follow these steps, and again, here you want to put in your actual business name. Don't keyword stuff this, address, city, all this needs to be correct. As you can see, I now have my business information entered into Google Plus Local. This is the name of the company, Stuber Tree Services Inc. Address. Now this is a satellite office of theirs. This isn't their main corporate office. I like to use multiple places when possible. This just gives you much more exposure on Google for much bigger land area. They're actually in Wilmington, Delaware, but we want to get exposure in Bryn Mawr. We basically want to target the mainline area. So we are using this address here. And pretty much when it comes to Google, I mean, it's really not in their guidelines, but as long as you can get the mail and confirm, you could pretty much use any address as a Google Places. But again, you only want to do multiple places if you have the type of business that goes to the customers. Obviously, if you have a restaurant or retail store, you can't just have these other addresses, or people are going to show up to to somewhere else that's not really your store. The most important piece is finding a category that Google already has in their system. So you can start just kind of typing in different keywords until you find one that matches your business. So in this case, they're a tree service company, so I'm going to start looking for tree service. And there you go. Tree service is in part of their categories, and I'm going to select that. Here's the selection here. This business services areas where the company visits and the customers do not go to their location. This is very important to select if you're that type of company, because you don't want to have people showing up if you're not the type of business where you want people showing up. Put that. Once you click that, then it's going to want to, and Google's going to know, what area. I like to build a radius around the area I'm targeting. I typically go with 10-mile radiuses. I feel that seems to work the best. But I like to do is get multiple 10-mile radiuses that are all outside of each other and basically cover as much of the map as possible. So I'm going to put in 10 miles here, which is actually a decent sized radius for a company like this. So we'll submit that. So once that's submitted, this is the first half that you're set up. You can do a lot more stuff. You can add your description and your pictures and videos later, but first you need to verify. So you simply click on this, and basically how it's verified is it will send a postcard with a confirmation to the address, and then you log back into your Google Plus Local and you have to enter in your confirmation number. You click the link, and in this case, I'm going to put my name so I know that this is for me, and simply click send postcard. Google says you'll receive it 1 to 2 weeks. I typically see it received in 3 to 5 days. So you should start immediately looking for it. Don't wait a week or two. Start looking like 2 or 3 days because sometimes it shows up. And sometimes it might take a week, week and a half. I don't know why Google does it that way. I guess it's just, how they're backed up, and sometimes it's fast and sometimes it takes time, and you just have to keep looking. But this is very, very critical, and probably the part of the whole process that's the toughest, because sometimes people think it's spam mail, it's just something from Google and they throw it in the trash. But it's very important to get this confirmation number, because without it, you're not going to be seen on Google, and that's the whole purpose of this, is to be seen on Google. So hit OK. So now what you want to do is you want to complete your business information to as close as possible to 100%. So you do this by adding in your hours. I'm going to skip that for now because it takes a little time to get them all in there. Another thing you can do is you want to click on Edit Information. It takes you to a bunch of different selections. I already have the phone number in. They don't tell you, or Google doesn't tell you, that you can edit and add more categories, but they only accept categories that's in their system. They used to allow us to create our own categories, which was great, but now they're only allowing them. So it might be hard to find additional terms. Maybe if you have multiple services, for example, if the tree company also did, some kind of landscaping, like a landscape contractor or something, you can add it in. But in this case, the only thing I can find is tree service. I would love to have some other additional choices, but we're just going to keep tree service in this case. But if you can find multiples or find more, that would be very, very beneficial to your company. So I'm just going to resave that. You want to add in photos of your business. Very important. Google likes photos, so you can just select some off your computer. We'll find them in my hard drive right now, or in my zip drive, for some photos. Now what I do is I like to put keywords as file names. I'm not sure if it really makes a big difference, but it may. So I just start adding them in. So I'll just add this one in first. It's getting uploaded. Bang, you can upload more. Just keep uploading them in. I now have 10 photos uploaded. That's what I typically do. I typically go with 10, and then you just click the one that you want to make kind of the profile image, the main image that people will see. In this case, I'm just, you can click whichever one. I'm going to click this one and make that the image. There's an X here if you want to delete them. I'm not going to click any of those right now. And you just simply hit save, and now you have your photos all set up and ready. Well, now that I added the hours in to the listing, I'm at 87%. If you just scroll over, this bar will just tell you what you have left to do to make it 100%. In this case, all I need is the PIN, and once we have the PIN number in, we will be at 100%. As you see up here, you have two choices. You have request another PIN. I've had to use this many a times if clients, or if you just don't receive it or you can't find the PIN number, you're going to have to request another one, and what will happen is the original PIN number will no longer work, and you'll have to use the new PIN number. Also, when you do receive the PIN, you just simply click the Enter PIN button, and you simply stick it right into this area, and once you put the PIN in there, you submit, and you're all set and ready to go. And usually Google fairly quickly will start giving you the exposure in the Google Plus local listings. Since I don't have the PIN right now, I'm not going to be able to move forward, but all you do is put it in, hit submit, and you're done at this point.